Breaking news in the church world. DR.tony Evans of the Oak Cliff Bible Church in Dallas is stepping down as senior pastor. Breaking news. Everybody's talking about it. Everybody in the church world is talking about it. DR.tony Evans is stepping down. He released a statement saying something about his decision to step down come behind a couple years behind him making a bad decision, which was a sin. Now, he didn't disclose what the sin was or was. But 2 years after that, now he decided to step down. I find it kind of strange, but nevertheless, it's about time for him to retire anyway. Normally when somebody make a statement like that or saying something like that, it's some legal issues behind it. He's not going to disclose everything concerning that situation. I'm sure he done talked to the lawyers and such. We're not going to know what the sin was. And I feel like DR.tony Evans, he should be able to directly disclose what that sin was. He said he didn't commit a crime, but he sinned against God. Seems like to me he wouldn't have no problem telling the world exactly what he did. I'm not mad if he don't, but I don't follow him anyway. I know him. I have listened to him here and there a few times. I have listened to him quite a bit, but I'm not a follower of him because I'm just going to tell you how it is. He's a very respectful preacher, pastor, doctor, whatever you want, man of God. But truth be told, that man is full of heresies. He's a heretic. That's the truth of the matter. When it comes to certain topics in the Bible, he does just like a lot of Bible school preachers do. They use a lot of philosophy. They use a lot of theories on scriptures. That's why I like about. I don't like Geno Jennings, but he tell the truth. Bible school don't make no preacher. It take God to make a real preacher. These seminary schools, professors and preachers, they have ruined the Bible. That's why we got so much theories and philosophy on the Bible now. You can't hardly talk about anything in the scriptures without having a debate on the language, such. Everything is debatable now. Now they question the 10 Commandments. Real preachers tell you that. Bible school don't make no preachers. Anybody can go to Bible school and get a doctorate degree. it's all about the dollar. The man figured out a way how to get the man figured out a long time ago how to make $1 off that. I don't know who came up with it. Bible college, Bible school to get a doctorate degree in divinity. Now you can go to college and study the history of the Bible and do all, but just because you go to college and get a doctorate in divinity and all this seminary, that don't mean you qualify to be a preacher. That don't mean nothing. That don't mean that. Now the Bible say, if a man desires the office of a bishop, he desires a good work. So there are requirements. The requirements to be a bishop is exactly what is found in the Bible. So you have well-known preachers, a lot of them seniors now, who got a lot of plaques and a lot of credentials, certifications, and all this stuff. But look at them. They full of heresies. John MacArthur is about the only solid preacher that I know. When you want to talk about those who have years of education in the Bible and stuff like that, he's about the only one that I know who preach exactly what the scriptures say. I think John MacArthur called DR.tony Evans out a few years ago on a couple of issues. Then, of course, DR.tony Evans' daughter, Felicia Rashad, is a preacher. And if my understanding right, her husband is not a preacher. So how does that go in a family? The wife, the daughter is a preacher, but her husband is not a preacher. Do DR.tony Evans, have he ever came out and spoke against his daughter, calling herself a preacher? She be on TBN. She got to deal with TBN. All of them in it for the money. I don't agree with no preacher, no pastor that have deals, book deals, all sorts of ways to bring in money. That is against the Bible, no matter how they try to put it. All of them got deals with TBN. Every time they open their mouth and say something about Jesus, they getting a check. DR.tony Evans ain't never been known for really preaching against unholiness. He been around for years and years and years and watching all these preachers in the black community, black churches, take advantage of people. He ain't never really called nobody out. Some people say, well, that ain't my tactic. Yeah, but your sermons is not built to preach against heresies or the prosperity gospels. Preachers. So I'm not one who will get caught up in title. I'm doctor. That means professor or something. You know, I heard Gina take a swat at them titles a while back. He say no preacher got no business calling himself a doctor. You still learning. You ever learning. And that's true. But at the same time, he called himself an apostle. And apostles was professors of the scriptures, so to speak. They knew the scriptures. They understood the mysteries of the Bible. They understood the Bible completely, the scriptures. They never said anything about a oneness. They said the Father and Son, both. We give people respect. We put people on a high level. Okay, he never had a reputation. We never heard anything bad about him all these years, such. But his teachings, out of all these years, his teachings, do they align with the scriptures? Not really. Not really. That man is full of heresies. He don't really stand on the scriptures for what they are. It's just the truth of the matter. He's an honorable heretic.